All right, the watch list for Wednesday, November 16th. The SPY is trudging along higher here. Very, very close to all-time highs. So, again, we can just kind of go ahead and business as usual as far as finding some individual stocks setting up and not have to worry about any kind of shock events. The market is strong. So that's really all I care about when I start off looking at the SPY here. All right, so real quick, I'm just throwing STEM, STEM on bounce watch again. No trades in it today. Just had this big pop, lower high, lower high, lower high. Very little volume. This one might just turn back up, goes on a chart. Doesn't cost me anything to have it on a chart. LEI got a nice little volume spike today. Really coming out of nice support around the $1 area and actually went as high as 140 before closing at 121. This one has the potential to have a second day, possibly a squeeze. You can see back here it had a huge squeeze, and then it's not done much ever since as far as this was a decent day, but not anything in a long time. This was actually a decent day, $1.70 to 223. And again, coming out of nice support and volume increasing. This is a good candidate for a possible second day play there. CLRB, little volume spike. This one had a huge move back here and really hasn't done much since. But I like it. It's a lower float stock, and it went from 192 to 262 today before settling in at 235. Maybe a red to green or something like that tomorrow might get it going. Certainly going to be on a chart. GBR, another one, recent high, not recent, former high flyer. That's going to be on a chart. A little volume spike today. And I think a lot of people are looking for the next low floater after this dry ship's insane move from 4 sessions ago. It was 475, and it literally, this is not a typo. This is not an illusion. This literally broke $100 today on an intraday basis. I made maybe $6,000 throughout this run, and only a trader can say I made $6,000 trading a stock, and I feel like an idiot. And I'm sure a lot of people are with me on that. You know, who would have ever thought this thing would hit 100? But I think people are. The one thing it does prove is that low floaters. When something like this does run, other low floaters start to work because people get really scared to short them, or when they do short them, they cover pretty quickly because nobody wants to get caught on the wrong side of a dry ships type move, right? So anyway, GLBS, what it means to me is it should be some really nice trades, probably hopefully for the rest of the year. GLBS certainly extended, but the lower price shippers are catching some attention, and this is just one. You probably could pick any of the lower float, low price shippers. I just grabbed this one for my watch list, GLBS. Possible red to green, something like that tomorrow. OPTT got a monster spike today. Man, look at this thing. It went from basically $3 to almost $6 in about 30 minutes, and came all the way, not all the way back down, but gave back a lot of that. For me, it's nice to see this thing. Look what it did back here, and this huge move. It's nice to see this thing kind of cutting loose a little bit. So that one goes on watch for the next several days. SAEX, excuse me, I have to zoom in so you can see it, but this nice pop back here, decent one here, gapped up here and was thwarted, and then today it's starting to get some nice volume. I actually called a trade in this one today. Let me pan out a little bit here. Right here, looked like this, just flagging at the high of day. Looked like, come on, Mike. Looked like this. I said I liked it over 880. So in other words, 881 stopped like 20 cents below, and it just ripped in about 5, 10, 15 minutes. Well over $10. And I did pretty well in SAEX today. I actually traded it twice, made money both times. And this is what, if you see any of my videos and you hear me talk about inflection points, this is the type of setup I look for. A low float, it doesn't have to be a low float stock, but a low float stock with room to run if it breaks resistance. I love getting in right at a place like this, at these inflection points where, look what happens. You get in, and you're nicely green right away. You can start scaling out. You can put your stop to break even and then just scale out into the big move on the rest of it. That is what I do. I sit in cash and wait for literally inflection points like that. That way, I'm never underwater in a stock. This doesn't mean I never lose, but if I take something, for instance, if I'd have taken SAEX right here and it immediately came back down, I'm back out. Maybe lose a dime, right? So because it should have, based on everything I know, everything I've learned staring at a million charts over the years, this one should have ripped as it broke resistance with the high of day just above, and a former low float runner, and low floats were working, and there was a lot of factors working for SAEX if it broke this resistance. So get long here. If it rolls over immediately, I'm back out. Small losing trade, right? Because it should have, as it breaks resistance, it should have quickly taken out the high of day and then quickly started a short squeeze. So that's the kind of things I look for, right? It makes trading very easy because you stay in cash unless and until, I shouldn't say trading easy, but it makes the process a little easier. You stay in cash unless and until you have one of those setups, all right? And then I threw another low float shipper on watch 2 in addition to the, which one was it? GLBS. I also threw this SHIP. We'll keep our eyes on that one too. Actually, both of these look like they were higher in after hours too. So maybe there will be another day left in these things. Who knows? All right, we're going to add some potential gap plays in the morning as well. And we'll leave it at that. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.